Welcome to Senior Talk with MsBonnie, where each episode we explore the joys and challenges of aging. Join MsBonnie as she talks with experts, seniors, and caregivers about topics that matter to the senior community. From health and wellness to relationships and family, to finances and social engagement, we'll cover it all. This episode, MsBonnie sits down with Anthony Qualls from All Right Services, who helps bridge the gap between seniors and technology. So whether you're a senior yourself or just want to understand and support the older adults in your life, you're in the right place. I'm producer Chuck. Without further ado, Senior Talk with MsBonnie.
Hello everybody, my name is Bonnie. Welcome to Senior Talk with MsBonnie. Let's begin. I met a young man whose name is Anthony Qualls. His company is All Right Services. Now he's the owner and operator of this company, and it is an insurance company with I won't say a specialty in technology for seniors, but a knowledge of technology for seniors that on a level that we seniors can understand.
Right. So I think Anthony is dynamic. Mm-hmm. The way I really appreciate the way he thinks. I really appreciate his discipline. I really appreciate his approach. So I like the way he also appreciate the aged, the people that have become seniors. And that's where I was going. That's exactly where I was going with it. Mm-hmm. Like all those things are cool. All those things are things that make a solid individual, a solid man. But the way he cares for the serving the elderly community, mm-hmm. is where the admiration comes in. Yes. So like you were saying, he has an insurance company, mm-hmm. and the insurance company, the slant on it is tech. I learned through talking to him that there are organizations that will provide seniors who feel they can't afford these technical apparatuses, such as an iPad or an iPhone or even an Android, a phone, an iPad. All these things sometimes can be made available to people who really cannot afford them. Yeah, okay. And so that's what All Right Services does. Is mm-hmm. that's the advocacy piece that he provides. That's the piece of the puzzle that he provides. Mm-hmm. So in other words, he connects the senior with technology and lets us know what is available to us through the city and the state and where to go to get it. We had the opportunity to sit down and talk to him a little bit. Yes. And also to see him in his element. Right, at the symposium. At the symposium. Well, what we're going to do is let Anthony answer all my questions and give you a good insight as to what senior/technology/Ohio is doing. Mm-hmm. Without further ado, here's Anthony Qualls. And again, thank you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Have yourself a wonderful day. Goodbye. Hello, everybody. My name is Bonnie A.G. And welcome to Senior Talk with MsBonnie. Today, my guest is Anthony Qualls, and from All Right Services. Today, we're going to talk about technology and how Anthony began this part of his journey, and I'll let him take it from there. Welcome, Anthony.
Thank you for having me today, MsBonnie. I'm the founder of All Right Services, and the way I got started, I'm a senior insurance broker, and what that means, I primarily work with Medicare insurance products. I do also work with long-term care, life insurance, and final expense products, along with annuities. The way I got started is I had a desire to work in the inner city with individuals with different difficulties. My background is working with men and women coming out of prison. Mm-hmm. So my cousin, who was in this field, told me the type of work that he was doing, working with a lot of homeless, because what people don't realize, a lot of people on Medicare aren't just 65. Mm-hmm. They're individuals who have different disabilities and whatnot. So when he explained to me that he was out working in the community, I told them I wanted to look into it. And so from there, I got involved, and then I started getting more connected with different senior buildings and senior facilities. And from that, I realized there was a huge need when it came to understanding technology, specifically cell phones. There are a lot of seniors. If I realized if they didn't have a grandchild or somebody who was coming to visit them, they didn't know anything about the cell phones. And so from there, that's how we got started.
Okay, but I think, I can tell you this. I think where I'm getting confused, and maybe a couple of my viewers may be getting confused also, is because I have in my brain that Anthony wants to teach me this. Anthony don't want to teach me this. Anthony wants to show me and introduce me into different avenues in order to get this stuff done so that I can learn for myself.
Absolutely.
Is that right?
Absolutely. So we're focused on being the centerpiece of the wheel.
Okay.
We want to...
Axle.
Absolutely. Thank you. We're the axle.
Cowgirl at heart.
And so what that looks like is we want to draw the seniors in to show them what the tech can do, right? How it can address different components of their life. Exactly, right? Show them, hey, you first need to understand the cybersecurity component. You can tap into technology safely, right? You can use this safely. So let's first address the safety concerns. And that's what we do at our event, right? And then the next component of that is showing them all of the different ways that they can utilize it. Then the last piece is to have the resources, right? To be able to connect them with the different organizations that can provide these services. As we stated, the library and many community-based organizations are providing free training along with free cell phones and tablets to many of our seniors here in Franklin County. So with that already being addressed, we want to take it to the next level to show how they can use the technology to address different components of their lives. So for example, we talked about the My Chart and how seniors may not even be aware that they can tap into their tablet and advocate for themselves based on their medical history. They can see all of these things. So we want to, at our program, show them, hey, there's telemedicine. You can use that tablet right there to tap into your My Chart. The library is showing you the basics of the tablet. Now let's show you everything that tablet can do, because what we are experiencing, or from my experience being in the community, there's cognitive decline. There is...
I want to stop you there. You've said cognizant decline. Okay, a lot of laymen don't know what cognizant means. Does that mean onset dementia or
so
lack of losing your frontal?
It's more a situation of if you're not using your brain,
you're gonna lose it.
You're gonna lose it.
Okay.
If you sit in front of the television all day, then slowly your decision making and your understanding of different things, it's reduced. So it's not necessarily dementia, but it's more you have to be using your mind in different ways to keep your mind active.
Okay, like for instance, I do at least 3 different types of games per day. I do spades, which everybody thinks is just a simple card game. Okay, but I do spades. I do word blitz. And I do, there's another one. See what I'm talking about? Hurry up, give me.
But those are great
examples
of how you're keeping your mind active.
Solitaire.
Okay, exactly, yes. But see, you understand you're experiencing activities that keep your mind going. So, for example, my grandfather My grandfather was forced into retirement at a fairly young age. Then my grandmother passed not long after that. At that time, my granddad decided to cut off cable. He got rid of his cable, and keep in mind, my granddad was making solid money. So we thought he was just being cheap. But he cut off his cable. He stopped having the newspaper delivered to the house. But what that did for my grandfather is it forced him to get out every day. He no longer sat in the house. He had to get out, and he started to volunteer. He started to make sure he was walking. He had to go to the library to read his newspaper and those things. So this was before tech was really big, but he understood he had to remain active and engaged. So now people can do what my grandfather was doing in their house. If I start talking to you about how you can sit in your chair and play and bowl, or you can sit in your chair or in your bed, and I can give you a headset, right? And you can a VR headset, and you can go to a beach right from your bed. That might be a different conversation. That might draw some people out, because when I've had those introductions, my seniors are like, I didn't even know that was possible, right? So I think it's how do we engage our seniors with the idea of even looking at the technology. Again, I said, first we have to make them comfortable, right? And knowing it's safe. And then secondly, we have to come up with creative ways to get them to even want to look at it.
And with technology changing, how are we going to keep up with you guys? Okay, let's just say, okay, I like what you're doing. I like what I've learned with you. I like what you've shown me. How are you going to keep me interested? How are you going to keep me coming back? How are you going to keep me on my own to want to stay up to date? I have to do it because of the grands, you see, and stuff like that. But and even with my sister, because she will leave me behind. So I have to keep up with her too. But is there something that that you can offer to make them more interested, or a snack always helps.
Well, in addition to food, right? like you stated, technology is always evolving, right? So this year, the coolest tech tools that can address different components of a senior's life are going to change next year. But the whole point is to even get our seniors interested in what it can do, right? And I think once we get them interested of these creative ways that they can tap into it, it'll just keep flowing. Yes.
Let's just say we got a group. We got a group. They're interested. Okay. Say, for instance, they were telling us that we needed to pay $5 a month for the just for the community, blah 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 blah. And everybody was cool. First of the month, everybody ready. One person said, "I can barely pay my rent," and you could see the money sliding back, back in the pockets, and because she had to say, well, you don't have to do this. It's what we're asking you to do. But if you don't have it, we're not demanding it of you. And see, a lot of people think you're going to make them do this. And you don't want them to come to you with that mindset that I have to do this.
Absolutely.
How can you make that nice and smooth and even for them?
I think the most important thing for everybody to know is what we do, there's no cost. Right, and then the second thing is it's by choice.
It's by choice.
Right, it's by choice. So I'm trying to do is just introduce you to what's even out here. Yes. Because if we don't know, we don't know.
We don't know.
And so we want to just show creative ways that you can embrace tech that can address cognitive decline, that can address isolation, and that also can keep you up to date with your health, just like we were talking about the mind charts.
Right. Well, Anthony, thank you so very much. And thank you to All Right Services. And we're going to probably end up doing a follow-up on this. Okay?
This was awesome. I really appreciate you having me here, MsBonnie.
And come back anytime.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. This concludes our broadcast. Please be sure to click like, make a comment, and subscribe. Have yourself a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you next time.
That brings us to the end of another episode of Senior Talk with MsBonnie. We'd like to thank Anthony Qualls, owner of All Right Services, for his knowledge and insights. If you want to stay connected to our community of senior citizens, be sure to follow us on social media. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our podcast for future episodes. Remember, it's never too late to learn and grow, so let's continue to embrace new experiences and opportunities together. Thank you again for listening, and we'll see you again next episode. The music you hear is produced by Jay Ross for Polar Entertainment and appears on his album Jazz Hop. You'll find the link in the description.